Hello and welcome back to Clicks on the Side. Today we're doing a 300 point modern theme team build featuring the Black Lantern Corps. I know other people have made videos about the Black Lantern Corps before, but mine's going to be a slightly different take on it. I know most people prefer putting both of the Scott Porters on the team, but I wanted to see what we could do without Scott Porter. So starting off at 50 points, no surprise here, it's going to be from the Notorious set. We have the uncommon Black Hand, number 022. No team abilities, but does come with the Black Lantern Corps keyword, the Herald keyword, and the Monster keyword. There he is. Alright, he starts off with a trait, the Blackest Night Falls from the Skies. Free, generate a grave-hindering terrain marker within range. If any characters were KO'd this turn, generate 2 instead. That's going to come in very handy for this team. If you're familiar with the Black Lanterns, you know exactly why. But it will become more apparent as we get into other characters. Also, at the 50-point dial, has a special damage power. The Darkness Grows. Perplex. When Blackhand uses it, he can target characters occupying or adjacent to any friendly grave terrain marker, regardless of range or line of fire. He does have improved targeting through hindering. Starts off stealthed, has TK and Mastermind, and as well as that special damage power. Nothing else really going on the back. But for 50 points, you get a relatively cheap TK, which with this team can come in handy. Next up, we have a Legacy figure, and that is the piece is from the War of Light set, but this is Legacy card L021 Lisa Drac. And you can see just how far the sculpts have come since those days. Here she is. No team ability, but does have the Black Lantern Corps, Sinestro Corps, Herald, and Monster keywords. Comes with the trait, the Book of Black. When an opposing character uses Outwit, Steal Energy, or Regeneration, after resolutions you may generate a grave-hindering terrain marker in their square. 45 points. Does have a special damage ability as well. I'm sorry, she has a second trait first. Held by the Book. Opposing characters occupying or adjacent to any friendly grave terrain markers modify their combat values -1 when attacking or attacked by characters with the Black Lantern Corps keyword. So there's where the first trait comes in handy. Go ahead and automatically bring down their all of their combat values by 1 against your entire team. But the special attack power is Perplex, but only to negatively modify combat values. When she uses it, the target can't heal until your next turn. And that Perplex does have so it is just only going to be a range of 4 for the Perplex, as she has no range. But she does have the Sinestro Corps keyword. So, on top of that Perplex, she's going to have the Sinestro Corps ring for free. Which its effect is Perplex if this character can already use Perplex. When they use it to negatively modify combat value, they modify it by -2 instead. Then, of course, you also have the power. If no construct generated by this character was on your forces turn, generate a yellow construct that hasn't been generated by this character this game. If this character has the listed keyword, the power effect is activated as free instead. So that's very handy. I happen to have pulled 2 of the yellow constructs, and luckily one of them was the chainsaw. So just having that bonus to your Perplex and a free chainsaw construct that you can pop out Very handy for this team. She alone theoretically could potentially modify your opponent's defense by -3 with that combo of her traits and that perplexing down ability. That's Lisa Drac. All right, next up, we are going to pop out Chase number 063. You're looking at the Batman. Was lucky enough to pull this guy at the local game store. Love Batman, so very excited to have him. We're going to be starting him off at his 40-point dial. Has the Batman team ability, Black Lantern Corps, Gotham City, Justice League, Detective, Herald, and Monster keywords. Has the trait, Out of the Eternal Shadows, free. Generate a grave-hindering terrain marker in Batman Square. Excuse me. If there is already any friendly grave marker in Batman Square, instead place him into any other square with a friendly grave marker. When it's not your turn, lines of fire drawn to friendly characters through any friendly grave-hindering terrain markers are blocked instead of hindered. Gotta love that. He's just popping around to any of the grave markers, just causing chaos. Has a special attack and damage power on his first click. Special movement, and it is flurry with sidestep. I should have been killing this whole time. Flurry and sidestep. And the special damage power is spectral deduction. Outwit. When Batman uses it, he may instead choose to target all opposing characters occupying any friendly grave markers. If he does, choose a color instead of a power. The targeted characters can't use standard powers of the chosen color until your next turn. That is an insane outwit, and that's all the way up through his dial, if you're able to get him back up to the top. We are also going to give Batman Bucky's arm equipment. That way he has some close combat expert and a super sense roll on a 6, just in case. Up next, we're going to have another chase. This is the one that I pulled in my unboxing, and I'm very glad to have him as well. We have number 064, Superman. There we go. And we are going to start him off at his 120-point click. There we go. Superman has the Superman team ability, Black Lantern Corps, Justice League, Kryptonian, Herald, and Monster keywords. Improved movement through blocking. And comes with the trait, The Last Time I Inspired Anyone. Leadership. When Superman uses it and succeeds after resolutions, remove an action token from him and generate a grave-hindering terrain marker. So not only if you succeed on leadership and take a token away from an adjacent character, he gets one taken off of himself and you generate a hindering terrain marker. That is awesome. He has a special movement and special attack starting off on his first click, as well as Invincible and Perplex. Here he is. His special movement is faster than a scything blade. Hypersonic speed. When Superman uses it, he may be given a close or range as free instead of making an attack. So I believe that's more for, like, if you want to use terrain, you can use that. It's just anything free, especially on this guy, you'll take it. His special attack, however, is more powerful than a hearse. Super strength and steel energy. When Superman uses any friendly grave terrain marker to make a close range terrain action, modify his attack +1 and increase the damage dealt by 1. Yeah, it's solid. It's very solid. When you also include that if you are able to heal him up past his starting click, he has a special damage power as well of Close Combat Expert and Exploit Weakness. So that means it can all be penetrating. It also lets Superman's other powers have protected outwit. So if you get him past his starting dial, which you will, you already, if they outwit him, it has to be that damage power before they can even try to get anything else. Just a very solid piece. Very, not fun to take down. That leaves us with 40 points, and I think you all know who's coming next. He is a must for a Black Lantern team, and that is Necron. Rare number 044. There's that guy. He has 40 points. There we are. He does have the Cosmic Power team ability, Black Lantern Corps, Deity, Herald, and Monster keywords. Has the trait Rise. Free. Generate a grave-hindering terrain marker within range and line of fire. Friendly characters with the Black Lantern Corps keyword occupying or adjacent to any friendly grave terrain markers may heal past their starting lines, if healed by a character with the Black Lantern Corps keyword. He is like I said, he's starting off at his 40-point line. He does have improved targeting through hindering. He does have another trait on the back, and Devour. Steal energy, but may use it with close or range attacks. When an opposing character is KO'd, after resolutions, heal a friendly character with the Black Lantern keyword 2 clicks. So that is how you are going to keep healing your characters past their starting lines, including himself. But ideally, you want to get them past their starting lines sooner rather than later. And that's why people usually put into 2 Scott Porters instead of Blackhand. My alternative to that, which I do have the Scott Porter, so I can do it that way. But I had a pool recently, and I feel like it would be a little bit more beneficial to do it this way. So, we've used our 300 points, but on the sideline, we are going to add Taweret, however you want to pronounce it. She has a trait, Avatar of Taweret. Sideline active during Force Construction, you may pay 10 points to choose another friendly character to be her avatar. If the chosen character has the Herald keyword, you pay 0 points instead. That character can't be equipped or chosen to be any other character's avatar. This game, Taweret's avatar can use support and outwit, and also scores the points paid with this trait when they are KO'd. So in this instance, we're going to make Necron her avatar. And if you give him support, right off the bat, you can generate a grave-hindering terrain marker right beside either Superman, more likely Superman, Batman can be there as well. And on your first turn, you can go ahead and use support with Necron right beside them and heal them up right away. Now, is it the same? Black Porter's probably still a quicker way of getting it done because he has that free heal 1 at the beginning of your turn. But I like the idea of this. Necron being having the Cosmic Power team ability, allows him to use willpower, and he is giant size, so it would succeed on a 3 through 6, if I'm not mistaken. So he can just keep supporting and supporting. As long as you keep getting people beside him, you can get Superman only needs a 3, and he's on top dial. So if you support and hit a 6, a 5 or 6, he's ready to go. Batman doesn't need much to get up to top dial. And then if they're up, you can go ahead and bump up Black Hand if you wanted to. Not that he really needs it, but he only has 3 to get up to his top click as well. And then once they are built up, you can focus on Necron trying to shoot people from across the map with that 7 range, and he has steel energy with range, and he can slowly build himself up while the rest of your Black Lanterns are just tearing things up. But that is my take on the Black Lantern Corps. Let me know what you think. Like I said, most people I know like the Scott Porter method, but here's at least an alternative if you weren't fortunate enough to get a black shirt Scott Porter. But let me know what you think, and thank you for joining me. Until next time, this has been Clicks on the Side.